Okay, we're going to talk about now how to create a price rule in QuickBooks. So this is a QuickBooks Enterprise only feature, and this is different than a price level. So when we create our price rules, our price levels are actually this price level list goes away, and now you're just set with price rules. So we come in here to preferences first of all, and we want to go into our items and inventory. And then we want to go to sales and customers. And then we want to come down here to custom pricing, right? So right now we have enabled price levels, okay? And then we can say enable advanced pricing. So this is again enterprise only, and it is in the platinum subscription only. So if you don't have access to this, give us a call. We can tell you how you can get access and the appropriate pricing to get access. Okay, so then when we set up enable, how should QuickBooks handle price rounding, right? So this is kind of a global setup from this area. So don't round prices, yes, round prices, right? And always round to the nearest dollar, nearest 99 cents, etc. Or say I'm just going to set the rounding on each price rule. Now I recommend having a global response, right? So that every time you set up a price rule, it has a default, and then you can edit it on each individual price rule if you need to. So I'm just going to say to the nearest dollar. Okay. All right. So now that I have turned on price rules, now I don't see price level list here under my list anymore. I only have my price rule list. So I'm going to go ahead and open that up. Now it does pull forward for us any price levels we had set up. Okay, so you can see here I do have my big box and my wholesale. So if you watched our price level list, I do have those in here as price rules, so you have to be aware of that. You may need to edit them, take a look at what it means, right, and make sure that you still want that to be in effect. So when we come down here to create a price rule, okay, this is different. So in a price level, your price level you assign at the customer level, right? When it comes to price rules, it is not assigned at the customer level. When the rule is created, if it applies to this customer, that customer, etc., you don't have to go edit the customer at all. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and set up here, let's say holiday sale. Okay, and you can give it a description if you want to. Now this is where it's a lot different because there's a lot more, right? When it comes to price levels, we say it's this item and this customer, right? So this customer, if they purchase this item, they get a percentage discount or flat amount or whatever it is. Now with price rules, it's much different because we have a lot more that we can add. So we can add items. We can choose items based on the item name, right? And I can go through and pick the items, and it is find and select. So if I had, certain items with words in them that I want to select, so maybe all retail items or something like that. So it is find and select. I'm just going to select a couple. Okay, you can also choose based on item type, right? So if all inventory parts, maybe all non-inventory parts are on sale, other charges, assemblies, service items. Okay. You can also choose based on preferred vendor. So when we want to do that, say Abercrombie Fence Company is going out of business and we're trying to get rid of all our stock of their product. Okay. So you can choose at the item level, you can choose at the customer level. So again, based on a custom field. So let's say one of the custom fields, right, maintenance, I want to choose everybody who has quarterly in the custom field maintenance type. I can choose based on the customer name, and again that's going to be find and select in here. I can choose based on the customer type, which is awesome. So if you had wholesale customers, retail customers, commercial, residential, whatever it is, based on the customer type. And then also based on the job type, which takes it even a little bit deeper, you can choose based on the job type if this applies, this rule applies. Then further we can say based on the class. So if we choose a certain class, then this rule is going to go into effect. And we can do it based on sales reps. So let's say, I don't know, you have senior sales reps and all of their customers are getting a discount, whereas our more junior sales reps who only work with, our retail customers or our low value customers, then those people are not getting any kind of additional holiday sale. Okay. Now with the price rules here, where it comes into effect also is you have the ability to add. So we're saying all items from where the preferred vendor is Abercrombie Fence Company and the customer is, customer type of referral. Okay, so if those two conditions are met, then this customer gets to move on to stage 2 and 3 and get this, better pricing or different pricing. So price rules also, what's nice is that you can have a start date and an end date. Again, for holiday sales, things like that, that's really important so that you can have an end date in here. You don't have to remember to go in and disable it or anything like that. So the date range is going to be based on the transaction date, right? It's important to note too that people don't want people to backdate things just to sneak in that sale. Okay, so then you can set the price to be $5 or 5%, right? So $5 or 5%, lower or higher than the base price or the cost. So again, when we look at that, when I'm editing an item, this is the base cost, this is the base price. Now, if you don't have any amounts in there, it's not going to pick up, right? So floor framing, let's go ahead and put in a base cost of 10 and a base price of 20. Okay. All right. And actually, while I'm at it, let me go ahead and make that preferred vendor Abercrombie so that it shows up when I try and sell it. All right. Okay. Now that's going to be the price, right? That's the fixed price. We also have what's called price overrides. So you're allowed to come in here and say on a per item basis, what would the price be? So floor framing, right? The calculated price is going to be $19, right? So I could give it a custom price if I wanted to as well here. Okay. Then you also have the ability to say this is an exclusive rule so that you cannot combine any rules, right? So you can't say they get the holiday sale and they get the, special customer sale pricing. Okay. So that is how we create price rules. Now again, since when we changed over from price rules, all our price levels came across, you'll want to look at those price levels and make sure that they still apply, right? Because big box applies to just one customer because that was the only customer that had that price level. It did have a start date because this is when I started it. And then it had 51 custom prices. So I can take a look through there and see what the custom prices were and make sure that they all still apply. Now again, this is setting up a rule for one customer. Probably not the best use of the rules, right? But again, you want to go through and review those. So that's how to create price rules.